Tonight, I'm going to be unboxing the Winter Small Home Comforts book box and sharing with you all the goodies and all the backstory. And I'm so excited about it. I can't wait. So, I am glad to have you here. Welcome. Let me know if you're here in the comments. I would love to say hello to you as usual. I'm going to just get some technology going here. And I thought I'd do just a quick introduction. Tonight because if you're new here, you may not may need kind of a welcome and where we're at. So on Thursday evenings, I like to host live bookish chats where we settle into the book corner and we always start with tea and then we talk about some kind of bookish topic of the evening and then we always end with what we're reading now. And everybody shares what they're reading and we get such great book recommendations and just settle in for a nice cozy chat. So you brew your tea, I brew mine, and just kind of settle in and get cozy. So if you're new here, welcome. If you are not new but have been here for a long time, welcome also. I'm so glad you're here. It's so fun to get together. It's like settling in and chatting with friends about our very favorite topic. I was just standing here in the book corner today, just looking at these books and just looking at them brings me delight. It's like I'm surrounded by the stories that I love. And, when I look at the spines, I remember what I read. And, I mean, it's just such a good feeling. So, I'm going to start with tea, and then I'm going to come over to the comments and say hello. So, of course, I had to brew the tea that was in the winter box tonight. So, I'm not going to tell you exactly what tea it is, but we'll get to that in a little bit. So let's take a sip and we will get started. It's very wintry, very wintry. So Megan is here. Hello, Megan. Welcome. Nice to have you guys. Susan is here. Hello, Susan. And Karen is here. Hello. Welcome, welcome. It's so nice to see you all. It's like familiar faces. It's kind of darker here in the book corner today, right before I pushed go. The ring light that I usually use to kind of illuminate everything just kind of stopped working. So there we are. So it's a little bit cozier, like a winter evening here tonight. That's that's just where we're at. So, we have to make do with what we've got. So all right. So, like I said, we're going to unbox the winter box. I was so excited about this box. So, I know I probably say that all the time, and I am excited each and every time. But there were some really special things about this box and about the putting it together and the behind the scenes that I can't wait to share with you. So, hello, Marilyn. I see you here. Welcome. Good evening. And Teresa is here. Hello. Good to see you guys. Okay, so if you're a subscriber, you will have received yours and unboxed it already. If you are not, I'm going to show you everything that came in it. And then for everybody, I'm just going to give a little backstory about how it came together and who I worked with. So, of course, this is the outside of the box, delivering comfort reads and a cozy experience in each quarterly box. So, my book box comes out quarterly, and it is always centered around the book. So I read the book, and as I go through, I make notes of what scenes I, highlight, what scenes I want to highlight, what I really kind of spoke to me about the book, or some little snippet of the book that I think it would be fun to kind of draw out and kind of match to the season. So that's what I did. Of course, the pink to um to have a little bit of cheeriness in each box. I always like to have just a touch of pink. I just love the color pink. It's so pretty and so cheery. So, and then each box is personalized. So the box has a lot of different elements, but I do personalize each box. So right on the top of the box will be a little card with your name on it. And the little card, um, I just picked Kelly. Kelly was my Very, very first subscriber, so I always write her name on there, but like to seal it with a wax seal. So if you have been a subscriber for a while, you probably noticed a little bit difference in the wax seal. We're leaning into bows this year. I just thought the bows was so charming. I thought it would go so well with the book and just with the year in general. So lots of bow motifs in this box because of the title. So I have announced the title before, but we'll start there because everything always starts with the book. So I'm going to save this to open in just a little bit, and we'll kind of go through that after I open all of the items. But we'll start with the book because for me, everything starts with the book. You know, it starts there, it ends there, and I wrap all these, I hand wrap them all for you guys so that you can feel just a touch of something special when you open your box, something wrapped up just for you. I feel like, you know, lots of people spend time wrapping for others, and it's just kind of nice to have something beautiful wrapped for you as well. So, and it kind of goes in with the theme and the season and all the things. And I think it's just so fun to unwrap with delight. So I like to hand wrap all of these for you guys, so that you can have a special treat, you know? Um, Bookish mail. What could be better, right? Bookish mail is just so good. So I have announced this already, but our title for the winter book box is An Old-Fashioned Girl by Louisa May Alcott. So this was written right after Little Women and Good Wives, which is now it's the second half of Little Women, and before Little Men. So it kind of was in that sweet spot of some really great story writing by Louisa May Alcott. And when I read this book in 2024, so I was saying last year, but it's not last year anymore. Um, I loved it so much that I needed to keep it close to me. I was telling you guys last week, it wasn't this copy that I read. I have an old copy right here on my bookshelf. Which and see, you can even see the little tabs that I use to mark passages. But when I read this book, I kept it on my nightstand next to me for weeks because I just had to think about it for a little bit longer. I had to think about the story and it was just I just loved it. I loved it so much. So a book like that deserves to be shared, right? And so the winter book box is a classics theme. So every season has a different genre in my book box. And so in the winter, I think it's the perfect time to settle in for a classic. You know, you have those long winter nights and you can really kind of dig deep into a book. So, classics in the winter, and that's why I went with this one. So, the other thing about An Old-Fashioned Girl, I really wanted to try to find a cover that I thought was beautiful. Because it's in the public domain, there are some copies that you can get that are, you know, they're okay. But I really wanted to have a beautiful book that you could hold. And so I was researching and looking, and I finally found this. This is from Reed and Company Books, and they are based out of England. And I was able to talk, they're like a small independent publisher over there and I was able to talk to a couple of the ladies there. I was working on this book last fall, and so they came, you know, they worked with me, and they were able to make it have it all come together. And I was just so delighted to be able to share this book with you all. Not only the book and its contents, but the beautiful cover that they put together at Reed and Company Books. So I am looking forward to, or actually enjoying currently reading this with my subscribers. My subscribers know, but if you're not a subscriber, part of the book box experience is being able to read along with each other and then come together at the end to have a discussion about the book. Because as readers, we like to talk about what we're reading, right? You want to say, oh, or did you read this passage? Or, oh, what did you think about this chapter? Or, oh, wasn't that a delightful scene? Or, oh, why did they do that? Or, you know, all the things. You just, as readers, you just want to talk about all the things. And so I provide a space to do that. We do weekly commentary videos within the community, as well as a wrap up live bookish chat, just like this, where we stream. This is our regular weekly one that's available to the public, but I have a special one specifically for my subscribers where we talk about the book. So that's kind of the story behind this one. I've just, I'm so excited to be reading this with you. I'm going to put that right there so you can see it as we open the rest of this. Susan is saying that it was lovely to unwrap the box. Oh, I'm so excited. That's part of the experience of getting a book box, right? Is the unwrapping. And the thing about what I really try to do with this book box in particular, with my book box, is to create a whole environment with for you so that you can really get comfy and cozy in and just, set the scene for a delightful reading experience. You can, if you're an introvert, you can cozy into the book. And if you're an extrovert, we have the community. Or if you're a little bit of both, you can pick and choose which part you like to join in on. So I think it has a little something for everybody. And it's just a delight to me to be part of this community, to be able to talk about these books because, some of the titles that we talk about at Small Home Comforts are a little bit more obscure. And so that's part of the fun of it, to be able to introduce these titles to other people who maybe not have not seen them, but also sometimes who have read things by the author or who really kind of want to discuss these books, even if they've read them before, really want to kind of discuss these books with other like-minded readers. So it's just so fun to be able to connect with you all over this. Marilyn is saying that she couldn't resist, so pretty that she couldn't resist giving it to her college friend who is now a reading buddy. She loves Little Women and she was thrilled. Ah, I love being able to share the love in the bookish community. That's another thing about the box. Like if you know, if you're done with it and you want to pass it on, there's always somebody who would love to receive a book, or there's little free libraries, or there's just so many community building things about books in this bookish community. I don't know. I just feel like even if there's, something in there, just like Marilyn is saying, maybe you want to gift a candle to a friend if you don't, you have one that you already are burning or whatever, whatever you want to do. I love that you're using it as part of broadening and what am I trying to say? Not pushing forward. What am I trying to say? You know what I'm trying to say. Passing on the love of books and community and coziness. So thank you for sharing that, Marilyn. I love hearing that. Susan said, it's a wonderful cover. She already had a copy of the book, so she gave it to her 11-year-old granddaughter, and she was delighted. Oh, see, Susan is doing the same. I love it so much. Ah, see, this bookish community is the best. And it just keeps giving, right? It just keeps going around. I know that another thing that we really like to do in this community is to have snail mail. You get this book mail in the mail, which is wonderful to have. Bookish mail is the best. But also just writing a letter or postcard. I remember in one of my book boxes, I put a postcard in it so that you could have it went with the book, but also you could have the pleasure of writing to a friend or a relative or your sister or something, to just kind of, pass along the love. I will say also in the community for this past for the winter box, I had a subscriber who didn't want to cancel her subscription, but she needed a little bit of a break and wanted to pass along her box to somebody else. And so I asked in the community if there was anyone that one of my subscribers would like to nominate. This was just in our small subscriber community because we have such a special place there. And if anybody wanted to nominate someone in their lives who could use a little boost, who could do with some uplifting, wonderful, cozy comfort reading for the winter. And we did have somebody nominated, and I sent out that box to somebody who could really use a little boost. And again, we are, just passing a lot. The sense of community is just wonderful. I'm so glad you guys are here. It's so fun to be part of this, to be able to kind of pay it forward to other people as well. And my subscribers just have hearts of gold. And I love it. I love being able to see what goes on when real kindness is happening, especially here with the book. So anyway, that was another little behind the scenes that we had of something we had going in our subscriber community as well. So you don't necessarily see that on the social media or anything else, but we have such kind-hearted, wonderful people in our community, and it's just really a delight to have you here. So anyway, little behind the scenes story for you as well. Megan says the care and creativity you put into choosing and wrapping the items is so appreciated. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that, I do try to spend a lot of time making this something really special, not only in the community that we're creating, but also something very tangible that you can open because I really feel that to have a whole experience, it has to be kind of a tangible and intangible experience because as humans, we need both, right? So that's why I like the tactileness of actually sending you something and then adding to it the intangible community aspect, and just bringing it together, trying to meld those two things together. So, um, oh, Karen, I'm so happy to hear this. She's already decided to read Louisa May Alcott this year. Thrilled this box got you off to a great start. Ah, oh my goodness. I just got a little bit of chills on that. I'm so happy to hear that, Karen. Okay, I am talking a lot, and I'm sure you want to see the next thing in the box. So we will move on to the candle. Um, Comes, of course, I have all these shreds and everything to make sure that nothing breaks, but the candle is especially fragile, and so I have to make sure and so of course I have to use some bubble wrap for that. But here is the candle. It doesn't come through a lot in this particular, camera, but this is like this pale pink color. And then of course the navy ribbon. I try to do a color scheme. Um, and then on the top here, so if you're a subscriber, you will have seen this. I like to just put this little note. Just remember that I wrap it for you for delight, but don't burn it with with the wrapping on it. It's super easy to just slip right off and slip right back on after you blow it off, blow it out. So we don't want any fire hazards, threatening us at all. So just slip it right off. It can always slip right back on after you blow it out. But this candle is the Sunday morning candle by Old Route 40. And I worked with Kat with this one. She had this Sunday morning in her candle shop. I was specifically looking for something that referenced a Sunday because there is this wonderful chapter in An Old-Fashioned Girl where um where the main character Polly and her brother spend their Sundays together, and there's this lovely breakfast scene, and they just have cozy, homey, warm Sundays where she kind of hosts him in her little home in the city, and so I really wanted something that kind of talked about Sunday, specifically like the morning breakfast scene. So the scent of this is maple and vanilla with just a hint of coffee. I'm going to take a little sniff right here because it's so good. Oh my gosh, it's perfect for winter. I mean, it's just it makes you feel like breakfast and cozy mornings and just that was what I was trying to reference in the scene. So, cozy Sunday mornings, enjoying breakfast with family, and that is why I chose the Sunday morning candle. Like I said, I worked with Kat. One of the things that I like to do with the book box is to support other small businesses as well. So in the book box, you'll find candles that are hand poured by small business artisans, and you will also find the tea blends are from other small businesses as well. So as much as I can, I like to kind of work with them that way it kind of has an artisanal feel to the box. It feels very personal, and it feels very, oh, my ribbon came undone. Whoops. It feels very personal and like you're you're not only supporting my small business, but you're supporting other small businesses through me. And it's been wonderful to be able to develop relationships with other creators, to be able to work with them and talk to them. I feel like I can talk to people on both ends, both the creators on the one side and showcase their products, and then you as the receivers on the other end, and just kind of be the connection point. Again, all about connection, right? Hospitality. That's what we are doing here at Small Home Comforts. So, Marina, thank you so much. She says the wrapping is most beautiful. Thank you, thank you. I really try to make that kind of cohesive to the season and to the feel of the book, and just pretty colors. So, Susan, Susan says she has her candle beside her too and had to take a little sniff also. I love it. I love it so much. Remember when we had this bookish chat and we were talking about huffing books and we laughed so hard? Oh, that was such a wonderful moment on our Thursday night bookish chats. I love having these moments with you guys. Oh, it's just so fun. I'm so glad you're here. I know I've said it before. Okay, and next in the box is the tea. Again, here's the bows. We've got there's a little bit of navy in there, but then also this pink, and then this plum color as well. So anyway, all trying to go together. This is the Cozy Cottage Tea by Sunshine Cottage Teas. They are located in Vermont, and I worked with Joan to order these from her shop. So in An Old-Fashioned Girl, there is a scene where Polly, the main character, hosts a little tea party at her home. Again, a really cozy scene. She invites her friends, and they come over and just have such a delightful time. There's a fireside. She set everything up so beautifully. But it is really kind of like a modest home. She is working for her living as a music teacher, and she's really trying to bring the comforts of home into this small flat in Boston. And even though I know this says cottage, and even though she's not in a cottage, she's an old-fashioned girl who comes from the country. And so I think she was trying to emulate her parents' little cottage, as she did her tea party. And so this is the Cozy Cottage Tea. So a couple other little details about this one. There is rose in this one, which is going to be significant later on. I'm not going to say any more than that, but there is rose in this one. And then I also wanted to kind of bring out the idea of flavors of cake, because she serves cake at her tea party. And so this one has creamy vanilla, cinnamon, rose, and jasmine in this blend. And so I thought, there's that hint of rose that is going to be important later on. And there is, the idea of kind of like tea and cake together. And so I really kind of wanted to bring that out in the tea. So this is the Cozy Cottage Tea, made by Joan at Sunshine Cottage. And then lastly, in the box, I have a little packet. So all of my boxes include the book and a candle to go with it to kind of set the scene as you're reading, tea so that you can have a warm cup of tea as you're drinking, and then a small little bookish gift, which comes in this packet. So the bookish gift is different every time. And I try to, a lot of times it's a sticker or a bookmark, but I couldn't resist what I included this time. So this is a little splurge. It's not exactly a bookmark or a sticker. This one was really special to me. Well, I'll show you, and then I will explain um, in a little bit. So the little bookish item that I chose to include, ooh, sorry about the glare this time, is a bath bomb. It is a old-fashioned rose scented bath bomb, and it is in the shape of a book. So here's the spine, and here's the pages painted in. Can you see the pages? Oh, sorry, it's a glare. And then the rose painted on top. I'm so sorry about the glare. Let's pull it this way and see if that's a little bit better. And this is Old-Fashioned Rose Bath Bomb, inspired by An Old-Fashioned Girl by Louisa May Alcott. So, story behind this, you guys. I was so excited to be able to include this time. I was just, oh my gosh, I was so excited. So these bath bombs are from the Story Bath Company, which is a company who creates bath bombs that are inspired by wonderful stories. And so Jamie and Jackie, the owners of Story Bath Co. Um, I actually met them like a year and a half ago at an event that I was at. And I went over to their booth and we got to talking because there was books that we wanted to talk about. And you know how it is with bookish people, you got to talk about the books. And they just had some really lovely products. And I always had them in the back of my mind. And I was always like, could we maybe someday do a bath bomb for the box? And I thought winter is a good time for it. You might want to settle into a bath and scented with roses. So I'm not going to tell you exactly why it's scented with roses because that might be a spoiler for the book. This is a scene that comes at the very end of the book. And so I'm not going to tell you exactly why, but once you get to that scene at the end of the book, you will know why I chose the rose, and the rose scented. And when I worked with Jamie and Jackie, they created this one for the book box. So they had the rose style and the book style in their shop, but this particular scent and this particular label, I told them what book I wanted to do, and they created that for me. And it was just such a special experience. It was lovely to get to work with them, especially as I had already met them in person previously. It was lovely to be able to include this for you. I thought it's just when you get to the end of the book, you're gonna know why I picked it. And I thought, this is perfect for winter. Who would not love to settle into a bath, a wonderfully scented bath, warm bath on a cold winter night? So that is the small bookish item that I chose to include. And I have been so excited. I have been waiting to tell you guys about that. I was so excited about the whole thing. So we're not done yet. I've got a couple more things in this little packet, but to the let's come over to the comments really quickly because I see you guys chatting over here. Megan said that she ordered several candles for Christmas gifts from one of the Michigan small businesses that I've shared with you. And you told them that I sent you. Wonderful. Was it 514 candles? Oh, I love her candles. She has an apple one, a harvest apple one that is fantastic. And my very favorite, if it's 514 candles you're talking about, Megan, Emily is the owner and she hand pours her candles there. Fireside pine in the winter, Christmas, like winter season, is my favorite. It's so good. Oh, I'm so glad that you were able to find them and order some more. See, this is why I do this. I like to showcase other small businesses. Just, share the love, make the world go round, right? Oh, Susan says the tea is delicious. Speaking of, I'm going to take a little sip of mine right now. It's so lovely. It's a black tea with cinnamon and rose. It's so nice. And the bath bomb's so pretty that you don't want you maybe just could put it next to you can smell it through the packaging. The rose scent. Oh my goodness. Maybe set it next to your bath, or in the shower, right? And just look at it. Megan Megan says it's so pretty. She gifting it to your daughter. See, oh, I love it, you guys. It was so cool that they special designed it for me. I think that was this like the biggest thing for me is, up till now in the boxes, I have just reached out to other companies of things that they already have, that they're already putting out for sale and offering and just asking if I can add it to my collection, to my box. And so many people have been so gracious. I think I only had one person say no ever in the almost 2 years that I've been doing this. And for to be able to talk to somebody who, like I said, I had met in person, and to be able to for them to do, a semi. I mean, they have this design in their shop, but they don't have the scent and they don't have this in there. So this to have an like kind of exclusive thing for the book box. I was just so delighted to be able to share that with you all, to be able to work with them on it. Like it was so special to me. And yeah, they're lovely. Jamie and Jackie, the Story Bath Co. They sell these in different scents, and they're all so beautiful. And of course, for book lovers, like, do you see like the gold hand paint? Oh my goodness, you guys. I was so excited. Oh, it is 514 candles. Awesome. And you're burning fireside pine right now. That's awesome. I love it. I've been burning mine as well. One of my friends sent it to me for Christmas this year. And well, I actually haven't even been burning it. I put it on one of those candle warmers, so that I can use it a little bit longer and it doesn't run out quite so quickly because I love them so much. Okay, down to the last few things in the packet. So every time I include in the packet a bookmark. This is the bookmark that I designed. It's kind of like my business card, sort of, right? But who can't use another bookmark every so often? So I like to send those out to you as well. And then I do little tea sachets because sometimes you want to make tea on the go, or maybe you don't have a strainer that you can brew in, and you might need it for the loose leaf tea that's in there. So I like to put those in there if I include a loose leaf tea. One time I did have bags of tea, but mostly it's loose leaf tea that I include. And then I included just this was just a fun little thing. I know it was an extra, but I love just the little details. I love sending these to you guys. So I included these little stickers. Wait, do I have them backwards? I do. Little stickers of bows. Now, I told you we were leaning into bows, right? Old-fashioned girl, right? Like bows and an old-fashioned girl. I couldn't resist. And look, it matches, right? So, I mean, you could put it on the inside right there. You could use it to decorate some snail mail. I mean, you could put it in your book journal. You could put it on a piece of paper and make a little bookmark. You could put it in your planner. So many different things that you can do with stickers. And so, everybody kind of got like different designs. There were a few different designs that I did, but they were all this blue color, and they were all, you know, like bows. And so I just had to add that in because I was so excited about the old-fashioned connotation. I was so excited about yeah, I did bows here too. So that is the last thing that was in the little packet. So now let's open this personalized note um, for that, and this will be the last thing that was in the box. So Carolyn, I said to somebody the other day, I never get tired of talking about books. I just love it. And to be able to create like this whole experience around a book, like this is just such a dream come true for me. I love it. I love that you are here. I love that there are other people that like these same kind of books, and can appreciate like cozying in, like I do. I tell you, at one point, I didn't know um, if there was anybody who liked the same kind of books I did, because what I was seeing in bookstores and what I was seeing like people talk about were all these new, modern, the next latest thing in books and publishing. And while I'm not opposed to reading new books at all, I love that as well. I just really had a heart for these old-fashioned books, and to have been able to find you guys and others like us who love reading some of these forgotten books. It's been such a gift to me. And because of that, I mean, that's why I'm excited, because I didn't know at first how many people really loved these books. So um Megan said that she noticed the color of the stickers matched the book. Isn't that so fun? I'm so glad you noticed it. Like I said, like I do think about a whole bunch of details, and I'm not sure, I'm never sure whether you can see it or not, but I do try to think about all the little things that go into it. Anna Rose is here. Hello, Anna Rose. She said she loved seeing Jen's videos. Jen's video went up this morning. And Jen is just such a wonderful person on BookTube, such a wonderful resource. I'm sure most of you know Jen already, but if you don't follow Jen's reading life, please go and follow her on YouTube. She is just amazing. She shares the most wonderful books. She has the loveliest personality and on-screen presence. And she just, I mean, if you are looking for more of these kind of books, Jen is the guru of these kind of books. So, go follow Jen. She's just wonderful. She so graciously did an unboxing for me on her channel, which went up this morning. And yeah, her enthusiasm and her loveliness. When I was watching it, my heart was touched, and I couldn't stop smiling. Like she's just so lovely. She's so lovely. So I'm so glad you enjoyed watching that this morning. I too enjoy watching Jen all the time. She has just the best channel, and I love it so much. Susan says, finding your bookish people is the best thing about social media. Agreed. Agreed. I'm right there with you, Susan. I love it so much. Okay, the last thing in the box, and then we'll get to what we're reading now, which is such a fun part of our Thursday evening bookish chat. So let's finish off with this. So in every box, I do a personalized little invitation to the discussion that I told you about. It comes with a QR code, which I'm going to kind of cover up, but I do love writing all your names in there. And look forward to discussing the book next month. And then I have a product notes card and a book notes card where I give you a little behind the scenes of the book, and then a further reading card, which actually I'm not going to show you the whole thing, but for each book box, I recommend to my subscribers three other books that kind of have like a similar vibe. So this time, the ones that I recommended, I wrote on the bottom, these classic books feature American coming of age stories with courageous heroines. And so that is what comes with, and I try to again match these to the theme of the box. I don't know if you can see the bows, had some little bows in there, and of course the colors and all the things. You know, details are what makes things special, and I want to make sure that you feel really special upon receiving these boxes. So another fun thing I noticed, if you have been a subscriber for a while, and if you received my spring box of last year, you will have probably received one of my velvet bookmarks. And look how fun that is. So I've been using this as I've been reading An Old-Fashioned Girl. And I thought, oh, how fun is that to have the bookmark that sort of matches it. I didn't create it for this book, which usually I create, when I create my bookmarks, I usually create it with a specific story in mind. But it can be used for this one too. I think I have a couple of those left in my shop if anybody wants them. As with most things in my shop, it is limited edition. So once I run out, that will be the end of that. But just a little note. So as of right now, sorry, I'm wrapping up the ribbons. You can recycle these ribbons as well. I've had subscribers show me all sorts of things that they do with the ribbons and leftover little furbelows and all the things. If you are a crafter, if you are a scrapbooker, anything like that. One of my subscribers said that she put her ribbon around a little vase of flowers. She sent me a picture of it. I love it. I love it. So there's so many things you can do with the wrappings as well to reuse and or recycle. The box is really good for packaging if you're ever sending anything out. So I try to make sure that not everything, but for the most part, a lot of the things in the box are very consumable, giftable, all the things, so that nothing has to go, really to waste other than, maybe the bubble wrap. But you could even reuse that as well. So just a quick note, the subscription is currently closed. So it is a quarterly subscription that comes out seasonally. It comes out January and April and July and October. And then I did close subscriptions for new subscribers over the winter. And I just wanted to kind of address that really quickly because I've had some people say, why'd you do that? What, when can we get the next box? And I realized I know it was a long time between fall and spring. But I really, for multiple reasons, I really didn't think that there would be a lot of interest in it over like through into in December because I was creating a Christmas box, and I thought that there would be more interest in the Christmas box than there would be in becoming a subscriber for the winter box. And so because it comes right after Christmas. And so because of that, I decided to close, among other reasons, but I just really didn't think that the ordering time being mid-December was really going to be ideal with people's busy lives. I didn't want to add one more thing to for anybody to have to think about. Oh, I've got to do that, in December when really focus is outward. So as I'm learning to be a small business owner and an entrepreneur, you kind of have to, test it out, see what works, see what doesn't. I may do something a little bit different next year, but for this year, that's what I decided to do. I made that decision in the fall because based on the previous year, I didn't think there would be a lot of interest in the winter box. I think that I may have been mistaken on that. I'm not. I'm working on feedback right now, but it will be open again for sure in the spring. I will be creating new slots for new subscribers in the spring. So if this is something that you're interested in becoming a subscriber to, like I said, it's quarterly. You can sign up for my wait list, which is at smallhomecomforts.com. And that kind of gives me an idea of how many people are interested. And that way I can kind of, make a decision as to how many new subscriber spots that I should open. Of course, I have to do a balance. Being a small business owner, you have to do a balance of what I can deliver. If I learned anything in the fall quarter, I have to make sure that I know what I can deliver. And as I'm working with my providers and all that, I'm going to have to work through some logistical things. So it's a little bit different working with a product-based business. Um, it's a learning curve as I work with a product-based business, but I do want to continue to deliver to you some very high quality, lovely experiences that you can have. And so for that reason, I try to be very intentional about how I open up the subscription slots and just kind of how I run this. And I appreciate your patience with me as I work it out because I know a lot of people have been emailing me saying, can I get in for the winter box? And unfortunately, all those decisions were made in the fall. So um, but like I said, I will be opening for new subscribers in the spring. And should you wish to get in on that, please sign up for the wait list. It's at smallhomecomforts.com. There's a wait list, there's an email list. If you have any issues at all, sometimes different browsers give you different issues with some of those forms. Just email me directly. There's a contact form right there on Small Home Comforts. I'd be happy to add you to the list myself. I always love hearing from people anyway. So yeah, it's just been so lovely. This bookish community has just been really lovely. You're all so kind. And I'm really just happy to be here. So I hope that I can continue to serve you in this way. Okay, I am going to come over to the comments. And if you would like to share with me what you're reading now, I'm going to share some of the comments right now. Then I'm going to tell you what I'm reading now. And then I will share with everyone what you're reading now. And then we'll wrap up tonight. So Megan says that she was also trying to find the old-fashioned kind of books. She's so glad to have found people like us who love the same and sources for new reads. Same. That's exactly where I'm at too, Megan. I love it. Um, and Megan uses the packing material for fire starter. Perfect. See, there's so many things that you can use them for. So, okay, I see you're already starting with what you're reading now. So I'm going to share what I just finished. So if you're on Instagram, you will know this already. But I just finished Penny Plain by O. Douglas. I usually have a physical copy of the book here to show you. I do not have a physical copy of Penny Plain. And I'm like, oh, I wish I had a physical copy. So I could only find it at the time on Kindle. And there is on Kindle, there's like a Kindle audiobook that was like $2.99 for many of O. Douglas's titles, and I read Penny Plain on there. But as of now, I just finished it. In the wee hours of the morning because I just couldn't put it down. And I have got to have a physical copy for my shelf. So now I am on the hunt to find one. There is, I think, one I saw at like Barnes and Noble. It's got kind of a newish cover, and it is a very beautiful, pretty cover. But I kind of want to see if I can find some of the old-fashioned vintage covers. So I'm on the lookout for that. It is a marvelous book. If you like D.E. Stevenson, if you like cozy Scottish countrysides, hearthside scenes, and friendships, and a little bit of romance, and these beautiful countryside settings, I saw it somewhere described as kind of like a Cinderella story a little bit as well. It's delightful. It is so good, and it was the pick for the Cozy Reader Book Club, which Jen from Jen's Reading Life and Rebecca from Rebecca's Literary Wanderings co-host, and that is their January pick, and that's how it came into my life. And so I'm so grateful to Jen and Rebecca for having picked this one. I think I may have discovered a new favorite author, and I'm thrilled about it. So, all right, let's come over to the comments. I'm going to take a quick sip of tea, and then we'll see what you're reading now. Okay. Teresa is still reading Searching for Charlotte. I was just looking at my notes from last week, Teresa, and I saw you put that down. Also reading The Natural World of Winnie the Pooh by Catherine Alto. Oh, that sounds lovely. Winnie the Pooh is just so charming. Perfect, cozy comfort reads. Ah, I love it. Anna Rose started her reread of An Old-Fashioned Girl. Also, Moominland Midwinter and the Country Commonplace book. Plus, I was in the mood to revisit one of your own books, Lucy Landry. So you're reading that too. I love that you're reading one of your own books. How fun. For those of you who don't know Anna Rose is an author who writes middle grade fiction. And I have a couple of her books, I think. Let me see if I can find them here. I don't have Lucy Landry in physical copy because we listened to that one on audiobook, but I do have a couple of your books here, Anna Rose, and they are so delightful. Love them. I remember you telling me that you were reading these Moomin ones, and Moomin. I have to look into those more because I'm not really sure what they're about. And the Country Commonplace book, oh, I was looking through mine yesterday too. And it's just so delightful, so lovely. Miranda Mills's The Country Commonplace book. It's a beautiful book with beautiful like excerpts based on season. And it's just so lovely. Megan is reading Penny Plain as well. Oh, loving it, right, Megan? An Old-Fashioned Girl in Skating Shoes. Ah, we've got many of the same books this month, Megan. I, of course, am reading An Old-Fashioned Girl along with you all. And I finished Skating Shoes last week, so I'll be writing a blog post on that one soon. Susan says that she is reading North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell. Such a good one. I read that one for the first time last year, and I don't know what I waited for. It was so good. Loved it so much. An Old-Fashioned Girl as well, reading along with us. Karen says that she has to finish Penny Plain by Saturday. Get it done, Karen. It is so good. It is so I mean, I read till the wee hours of the morning because I just didn't want to put it down. So good. Old-Fashioned Girl. Sense and Sensibility, me too. House of Mirth, exact opposite of these cozy heroines. And Garlic and Sapphires are all on pause. Garlic and Sapphires you can come back to. Garlic and Sapphires is almost like episodic, and that'll totally wait for you. So yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna say really quickly, I hadn't announced this before because I was waiting for Jen to announce it first, but I see she has it up on her YouTube channel. Jen is hosting a couple lives for Sense and Sensibility in her January, and I'm going to be a guest on her end of month wrap up for January, and I am so excited. So I too have been listening on audiobook to Sense and Sensibility. It's a reread for me. I don't even know how many times I've read it, but I am loving it. I'm loving revisiting Eleanor and Marianne, and it's so fun. So if anybody else wants to read Sense and Sensibility and join Jen's January, so that's over at Jen's Reading Life, it will be so fun to have you. She's, like I said, having a live stream at the very end of the month. I think it is let me look at my calendar really quick. I think it's the 30th. It's a Friday night. Yes, it's the 30th. And I will be there as well. So I'm really looking forward to that. Marilyn says that she is reading a beautiful copy of North and South from my shop. Oh, I'm so glad that you're enjoying that, Marilyn. That was so when I put together my Beth's bookshelf books, I really wanted some like really lovely covers. And I found North and South. I wanted it in my shop. They had one copy from the book place that I order from, and I was like, I'm stocking just the one copy." And Marilyn got my one copy, so I have since taken it out of the shop because if I can't keep it in stock, I can't continue to offer it. So Marilyn got the one beautiful copy of North and South, and even I don't have one of those copies, and I'm a little jealous of you, Marilyn. But I didn't keep it to myself there. I had to send it out. She's also loving Rachel Ray by Anthony Trollope, a beautiful little paperback love letters, Virginia Woolf and Vita Sackville West. You know who talks about Vita Sackville West a lot is Suze Branch. She writes about her in her books, and she even visited her gardens when she went on her London, or I mean her literary English tour, the Vita Sackville West Gardens. So that I would like to look more into because I love learning about gardens. Um, Megan says that she's currently reading Penny Plain, Sense and Sensibility, Old Fashioned Girl, and Skating Shoes. Ah, so many good ones. So many good ones, right? Love it. Love it so much. All right. I think that we have come to the end of our unboxing, our bookish chat. It is just so lovely to have you here every Thursday night. We'll be back again next Thursday night with a new topic, a new bookish chat. And in the meantime, I will probably see you on social media. I'll definitely see you at the Cozy Reader Book Club, which is this Saturday on Jen and Rebecca's um, group. And yeah, so many fun things happening in January. So um, oh, Karen says that she's looking for a Sense and Sensibility because a beautiful one. I'm sure you can find one, Karen. There's so many beautiful ones out there. So many lovely covers. So I look forward to seeing what you chose. All right, everyone. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for being here. It's always a delight to spend time with you on Thursday evenings. Thanks for coming, and we'll look forward to seeing you again next week.